Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we will see another concept in Java programming language, that is a string handling. So string handling is one of the very important concept in Java programming language. So now let's see what is this. There are generally 4 string related classes that are present to handle the strings. If you want to handle the strings in Java programming language, there are 4 string related classes are present. So if you know those string related classes, then it is easy to handle the strings in Java programming language. So those 4 string related classes are java.lang.String, java.lang.StringBuffer, java.lang.StringBuilder, and java.util.StringTokenizer. These are the 4 strings related classes. These are the class names: string, string buffer, string builder, string tokenizer. So S and T should be capital. The starting letter of every word of a class is a capital. Okay. Package, Java is a package and lang is sub packages. Okay. Java.lang.String. So these are all the 4 string related classes which are used to handle the strings. Okay. Handle strings in Java programming language. Okay. So the above classes contains whatever this class: string, string buffer, string builder, string tokenizer. These are all classes contains methods as well as the constructors which are used to perform the operations on strings. Okay. So there are predefined functions will be there, methods will be there, constructors are there. Okay. Which are helpful in performing operations on strings. Now let's see a term. Suppose if you want to know which methods are present in this string class and which constructors are present in this class. Okay. So there is a tool javap. So javap, java.lang.String. So whenever you mention this in command prompt, okay, whenever you type this message in the command prompt, so all the methods and the constructor related to the string class will be appeared. So based on your usage, you can use that method and the constructor, right? So the tool is javap, java.lang. So this is a string related class. So whatever the class, if you want to know whatever the class, the methods that are contained in the class, you have to use javap and that related classes. Okay. So now let's see what is this javap. A javap, it is a JDK tool. We call it as a JDK tool and it is used to get the profile. That's why the javap, P means profile. So it is a JDK tool used to get the profile of a class or interface. Whatever the class, whatever the interface, not only string related. So whatever the information you want the relating to the classes, interfaces, constructor, you can use this tool javap. So javap space and give that java.lang. The subpackages, the subpackages and the related class. Then you will get the related methods and the constructors for those class or interface. This profile contains list of variables, methods and constructors. That is what I said. javap. For example, in the command prompt, just C:, so wherever your Java is present, so anyhow you are run at administrator, so you can give the path like javap java.lang.String. So whenever you have given this, it shows the description. Whenever you have type this command on the command prompt, it shows the description of a variables, methods and constructors available in Java API documentation. So the related variables, the string related variables, methods and the constructors which are available in the Java API documentation can be shown on the command prompt. Okay. So based on your requirement, you can select any method, any variable and any constructor relating to that string class. It's a very easy. Okay. So you no need to remember everything, every method, every constructor. So you no need to remember. So if you know the class name, then just give that class by typing javap, which is a JDK tool. So in that you can select. Okay. So every string literal itself an object of a string class. This is one more important point. Whatever the string literal, every string literal itself, we call it as an object of string class. What it mean? For example, Welcome is a string literal, right? Any word within the double quotes, it is a string. A string literal is an object of a string class. So it can be act as an object of a string class. So that is the meaning of this definition. Okay. So let me take some examples so that you can understand. So let's take the string S1 is equal to welcome. Okay. So this statement, what it is do? This statement, whatever this statement, string S1, this statement creates, what it creates? It creates one object. This statement is going to create one object in a string constant pool. In a string constant pool. What it mean? What it mean? I'll explain. So whenever a string S1 is equal to welcome is created, this is a welcome, a literal. Okay, a string object is created. String object is created. So for what we are doing, so for creating the object, so the class name object reference is equal to new class constructor. Okay, so for the strings you no need to give the constructor. String S1 is equal to some messages or anything you can give, or else new string also you can give. Directly the string name you can mention here, or a new string you can write it as a new string as a constructor. So whenever the object is string object is created, so this string object, which you call it as this complete string object, and with literal we call it as a string constant pool. String constant pool. And with reference, what is an object? So object with an object reference. Suppose let me take one more example to understand more clearly. String S2 is equal to, let's take new string. This time I am giving a constructor, new string, a constructor with argument hello. A constructor, string constructor with argument. String S2 is equal to new string. So what it is doing? Okay, so first hello, an object is created, a string object is created. So this is string constant pool, string constant pool. Okay, so this string constant pool, okay, will be created outside pool. An object which is hello is there, this it is going to be created another string object. Two objects will be present, string object hello, so which we call it as an outside pool. This is outside pool, and it will be referred by S2. S2 is referred by string outside pool hello. Okay, generally it is a string constant pool. So what this statement is telling, so this statement, so whatever this statement is there, it creates, what it creates? It creates two objects. This statement, string S2 is creating two objects. One object is in a string constant pool and another one more object is an outside pool. So one is in a string constant, this string object. So two objects, one is in a string constant pool and another is an outside pool. Okay, so this string constant pool, whatever it is there, it does not allow duplicates. It does not allow duplicates. Remember this point. The string constant pool, whatever it is there, it does not allow duplicates. Okay, so this is an example of what I am saying, this every string literally itself an object of a string class. Okay, so let me take one example. Here I have created one example, a class sample, public static void string ors, string s is equal to new string. Okay, so by default the Java packages will be present that I'll explain. String s is equal to new string. Okay, system.out.println s. So whatever this s is there, I'm printing, and I'm taking another object, a class object, sample d is equal to new sample d, printing d. So what will be the output for this? Can you guess? So try to execute, keep this video in pause and try to execute this code in IDE or in Notepad. Now check what will be the expected result for this. What will be the expected result for this? Okay. So what I'm saying is, when I executed this program, so this system.out.println is going to print blank space. Print blank space. Only a blank space is going to be printed. And what about this? This is going to print hash code like demo @ some anything, any message, any hash code. Like this it printed. So this you call it as a hash code. And this is a class name. So the class name demo is going to print a hash code. So try to execute this program and check what's happening there. Okay. So we'll continue in the next video. So